Are you dreaming about are you dreaming about manifesting the perfect dream job? Are you dreaming about a new car, the car of your dreams? Are you hoping to attract the soulmate that your heart desires? Are you wishing to make more money? Do you want to change your body? You can do it. And I'm going to tell you 4 ways to consciously create your reality. I've done it many, many times. I continue to do it every day. And I'm going to share with you some tips, 4 things you can do to boss up goddess and consciously create the life that you desire and deserve. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, creator of the Boss Up Goddess show, and it's based on my book, Boss Up Goddess, Start Living Your Effing Potential. I had to boss up to myself, into the world, in order to truly, truly step into my power. And one way that I've done that is to look at all the ways that I've consciously created my reality. So I'm going to tell you 4 things today that you can apply to your life to consciously create your reality. That really means co-creating your reality with the powers of the universe that are very real and very powerful. Now, goddess means, well, boss up goddess means practical application for today's modern women to seize, harness, and unleash the supernatural power that we have within us as human beings and as women, because female intuition is even stronger than male intuition. And what I'm going to teach you tonight is all about activating that immeasurable power within yourself that is your intuition. That is your superpower. Female intuition is a superpower. So let me just share how you can use your female intuition, your superpower to consciously create the life of your dreams. I'm going to just share a couple examples of how I've done it. I always dreamed of having this certain luxury vehicle, an SUV. I always wanted it. I saw myself driving it. When I saw it going down the street, I would be like, that's my car. That's my car. I would look at pictures of it online. I would, read about it and just know that I would have that car someday. And then circumstances transpired where I now have that car. I did something for somebody that was above and beyond. I saved their life and they bought me the car. I didn't save their life in hopes of getting a car. That's just what happened. And so a lot of times when you do good in life, in the world, you use your goddess powers to serve and help others, you are richly rewarded in ways that you never anticipated. I want to share how I consciously created my body. I was 100 pounds heavier at one time, and I embarked on a regimen of healthy eating and exercise, and I trimmed down, and I've since maintained a very healthy weight and fitness level since then for more than 20 years. Another way that I've consciously co-created my life is being a guest on the Oprah Winfrey Show, being a guest on the Montel Williams Show, writing 35 books. This show is an example also. I about 18 months ago, way before the pandemic was started, I had an agent and I was working on getting a national show. And I've co-hosted a local show that airs across my state every Sunday, and it has for almost 6 years now. I'm very grateful for that. We were nominated for an Emmy last spring. But I've always wanted my own national show. So an agent was shopping it, and I had the proposal and everything, and then the pandemic struck and everything sort of shut down. And then I had all this equipment in my home. I started a studio at home, and then the pandemic struck, and the team of sound and camera people I was going to invite here to work with me, well, I wasn't having people coming in and out during the pandemic. So that shifted gears again. But here I am. I started myself here on YouTube. And I act like there's 10 million people watching me right now. This is my show. I'm here to teach. Here to help women find their power and step into their biggest, greatest, most bold life ever, manifest goodness for themselves and the world. And so this show exemplifies that, and it's inspired by my book, which is also inspired by all of the conscious creation that I've done in my life that shows as an example of how you can do the same. So let me share these 4 tools with you. I have so many more examples of how I consciously create my life. Wait, one more. Not long ago, I love money mantras, and I was using a money mantra the next day that I started saying this new mantra. The phone rang, new client, really nice book deal. So it works. All of this works so powerfully. So let me share the number one way to start consciously creating your reality, and that is meditation. Meditation works magic in your life. Meditation works miracles in your life. Meditation enables you to shut out the noise of your mind, the noise of the world, and go within and hear that divine voice within that will speak your truth. I believe that voice is the voice of God or goddess, creator, source, universe, cosmos, angels, ancestors, divine guides, spirit guides. That divine voice within us speaks through our intuition. We're all born with that intuition, but as we grow up, we're all taught that we should only trust what we can hear, see, touch, taste, and smell. And so we learn to live in the physical 3D reality of our lives, ignoring the sixth sense, which is intuition, which is the key power to consciously creating your reality. And the way you amplify your intuition, the way you amplify that divine voice within that speaks to us from source, guides us, tells us what we need to know and do, the way you amplify that is through meditation. It's just like attuning to the correct radio station. Now, radio stations are on frequencies, and you have to tune the dial to the exact point to get the clearest connection. Let me just also share that you trust that your cell phone will wirelessly connect you to any person or piece of information anywhere in the world. It's connected to Wi-Fi. It's connected to an invisible frequency, a current of energy. Humans are connected to that current of energy as well. And the way you sharpen the current, the way you connect, the way you find your password to connect to that divine Wi-Fi is through meditation. Now, there's many ways to meditate. So you should find the way that you like best, that works for you. And it takes practice. That's why meditation is part of what people call a spiritual practice. You have to do it every day, just like a tennis player has to practice to be a champion. So I share in my book, God's Answer is No: Lessons from a Spiritual Life. I share several techniques for meditation, and I explain how my teacher, Dr. Rama Dwivedi, taught me 10 years ago how to meditate. Very simple. Did it every night before bed. Pretty soon, the noise, lots of weird visions all went away. And I started to have this knowing and this divine guidance that felt psychic. And what this guidance does is tells you what to do. This guidance gives you ideas. It gets you in your genius zone among so many benefits. But tonight we're talking about how to consciously create your reality. And the first way is meditation. So when you're in the meditative state, the divine speaks to you and tells you things that you should or shouldn't be doing. And so when you follow that guidance, it makes magic happen in your life. I have so many examples, but one of them is back in 2012, The divine told me to make videos for a YouTube channel I had a long time ago called Princess of Peace, and I started making these prayer videos. They didn't get very many views. However, at the same time, I was richly rewarded because the clients I was getting as a ghostwriter were paying me more money than I'd ever made. It's connected. I was following this divine guidance to do good things in the world, and I was praying for whoever they told me, sick children, the reelection of Barack Obama as president, Oprah Winfrey for all that she does, writers, and there were a few others that I did. And it was amazing. And so I know that the divine was rewarding me in my career because I was following the guidance of what it was telling me to do in meditation. Now, here's another one. These are so all connected. It's amazing. But in meditation, I was told that the way that I could lose weight when I was struggling around several years ago, I've lost all the weight, but then there's some ups and downs and struggles, and when you're stressed and your weight fluctuates. So, anyway, I was having a challenging time, and I probably went up 10, 20, maybe 25 pounds, and I wasn't feeling great. And the divine told me in meditation that the way that I could lose that weight, but more importantly, make greater peace with food and my body, and so I could weather those stressful storms without the weight fluctuations, was that I could be a strict vegan for a while, and it would create this period of cleansing and detox. And I lost a lot of weight during it, but most importantly, I had peace. And so I followed the guidance though, because the guidance that I was being told, no meat, no dairy, actually no men, no sex. During that period, I followed all the guidance, and it launched me into my genius zone, and I manifested the weight loss, and I consciously created my life to lose the weight and feel better by following the guidance in meditation, which is the number one way to consciously create your dreams, the life of your dreams. I could probably speak for 6 more hours about all the examples I have of manifesting through meditation by following the guidance, but please learn how to meditate if you want to consciously co-create your reality. The number 2 way that goes hand in hand with that is writing. Writing, journaling, writing, explaining in words what you want, and write from the end. Like envision the grand finale of whatever it is that you're seeking. Take yourself there. If you are in your dream home on an island with a yacht docked out in the harbor, and you're eating some delicious seafood and fruit, and it's just beautiful, and you've got all the trophies and awards and accolades that you've hoped for in your career, if that's your dream, write it as if it's a scene in a book or in a movie. Every detail, write it. When you write, there is something supernatural that occurs to help you consciously create your reality. The act of writing activates something within yourself because you're taking an invisible idea and you're making it into a physical thing on the paper or on the screen. And then when you put your belief into it and you put your emotions into it as you review it morning and night, you're putting energy into it, you're amplifying it, you're giving it momentum. And when you put your faith into it, you're activating the divine energies of the universe. And also when you write, you are activating that energy in the cosmos because it it just works magic. It's inexplicable, but it really works. If you read any success book, it says write down your goals. And when you take that a step further and meditate on those goals, you meditate on your dream that you wrote out and you ask for guidance on how to on how to manifest it, you'll get guidance on what to do, how to take action. And so writing is imperative. At the same time that you're writing out your goals, writing out what you want to consciously co-create, you also need to write out all your blocks and fears, because until you remove them, acknowledge them, release them, heal them, forgive yourself for having them, the blocks will remain and you'll have all these lovely visions, but they won't manifest in the physical because there's something blocking, a fear, an anxiety, a phobia, or something. So, very, very important to write out whatever you fear or think is blocking you. I highly recommend that you work with a trained professional, whether it's a coach or someone in a group that's trained to help you identify those blocks, because sometimes we're unable to see them. Whereas to another person, they're very apparent and they can help you work through them and release them. And that's when the magic really happens. So, writing, if you don't already have a habit of journaling on a daily basis, highly recommend that practice. I journal every night before bed to chronicle my day, to script out the next day, to give immense gratitude for all blessings, and to pray. And it's just a multi-purpose experience for me, but I must journal daily. It's one of my rituals that enable me to live my best life. It's how I boss up to myself, by writing, putting things in writing. Um, so that's the second way that you can consciously create your life, by writing out what you want. You are the star of the show, and you're literally writing a script for each scene, and especially the grand finale. And that will enable you to take action today to manifest that reality. It works wonders, it works miracles, it works magic. You just have to do it. And that gets into number 3, action. The way to consciously create your reality is you have to take action. Yes, the law of attraction is real, but you can't sit on the sofa and expect the money to drop on the porch, or the car to just show up in the driveway, or the dream job to just drop in your lap. Sometimes that does happen. Again, I have many examples. I'm in a movie called Anything is Possible. It's on Amazon Prime and NBC streaming, and it's a beautiful, beautiful family film that won many awards. And one day I was really disappointed in my career. I felt like I was at a standstill, and I was literally in tears, crying, God, please make something happen in my life to make me feel better. Please make something happen in my career so I'll feel better right now. Please. And I was a mess. I was just having a major meltdown. I was crying and I was holding my phone. I think this was like 2011 or 2012. I was holding my phone and I was saying, God, please help me. Ching. Text message comes in that moment while I'm crying and praying. It was a movie producer from Hollywood that I had met several months before, texting me, Elizabeth, I'm going to be in your city next week. Can we meet? And I thought, oh, he read my screenplay that I sent him to get a critique, because I had written a screenplay called Redemption. And I thought, oh, he wants to talk to me about my screenplay, and oh, that'll be nice. And then he texted me further and said, I'd like you to read this script. And so I thought, oh, maybe he wants to point out some pointers to give me some lessons on how to write a better script. And then it turned out he was calling to ask if I'd like to be in a movie. And 3 weeks later, I was on the set of a movie, filming a movie with a major role in the film, my first movie role. So that one did just literally drop in my lap. That was God. So people always say, "Who's your agent?" And I say, "God." Not joking. The even cooler thing is my son was also in the movie. That was really fun. And he had acting experience at the time. So at the end, they're like, "Elizabeth, you did a good job," but he did a great job. So sometimes the law of attraction can work mysterious ways and literally drop something in your lap that you never anticipated. But well, actually, I did anticipate. Let me just clarify. When I wrote Redemption, my screenplay, I wrote it with the intention of playing the lead role. And I had told that to this Hollywood director who called me who first texted me. And so they weren't making my script into a movie, but there was another role for me to play, which I viewed as practice for when I do make my own movie and play the lead role in my screenplay made into a film. Okay, so I was talking about action as the third tool for consciously creating your reality. You do have to take action. I did take action to meet the Hollywood film director. So that was something I had done, but it had a different outcome than I anticipated, a glorious outcome. But you do have to take action to get out and meet people, let them know what you want. You have to go to meetings. Now, the beauty of the pandemic, in that we're working from home and doing everything virtually, is that the whole world opens up to you. You can literally network with people all around the planet via virtual meetings. So you can go to networking events, you can go to conferences, you can go to events that are in other states, other cities, other countries, which is amazing. So things are only as limited as you think they are. If you see it as an expansive experience, then it's amazing. I've met people all around the world in recent months in online events because I pursue being out in the mix of learning and meeting new people. So you have to take action and you have to make your intentions known so that people can refer people to you or open up doors for you or help you manifest what you're seeking. Action, action, action. And obviously, whatever you wrote as your dream is going to have a specific set of actions that are required. You might need a different degree or a certification. You might need some kind of training. You might need to buy equipment. You might need to take a class. So it just depends, but you have to do the work. And that gets into my number 4 way to consciously create your reality. And that's a word that starts with a D, discipline. You have to apply discipline. It takes discipline to meditate daily. It takes discipline to write daily. It takes discipline to actively seek out opportunities and take action on what you want to accomplish. And so discipline is the secret sauce in consciously co-creating your reality. It takes discipline to train your mind to no longer focus on the failures of the past, the fears, the whatever, and just focus on, I'm doing this now and I'm doing it my best and I'm rocking it. It takes discipline to ignore the naysayers who will tell you that you are got your head in the clouds and that's just a pipe dream and get real and all that stuff. It takes discipline to ignore them and do it anyway. When, as a book coach and as co-creator of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, I always tell people in my writing workshops and classes that You don't have to tell everybody you're writing a book because the haters are going to really serve you a big old glass of haterade. So instead, if somebody says something snippy to you when you're trying to write your book, say nothing more and send them an invitation to your book launch party or a clipping showing you're on one of the bestseller lists. And so just do your thing and just show them instead of telling them if they're going to say something negative. So it takes discipline to ignore the haters or criticism or people who question your ability to achieve what you want. It's your life. If you've paid any attention to astrology lately or talk about the age of Aquarius and such, you know that the universal energies right now are more potent than ever for us to manifest what we want. In December, we reached a crossroads with the grand Jupiter-Saturn conjunction where you can choose to stay mired in the weightiness, heaviness of the 3D, or you can ascend into this new sort of gateway of energy that enables us to connect into the 5D and manifest with this cosmic energy that is available to us all. The key is you have to believe in it. You have to know that it's real. It's real. You have to know that it's real. That's why my book is called God's Answer is No, K-N-O-W. When you know this and you harness this, there are no limits. And that's the key to consciously co-creating your reality with the divine, with this supernatural energy, with your female intuition, with this power that's everywhere, that's like your divine Wi-Fi. And the password is these 4 things: meditation, writing, action, and discipline. There's a couple extra things I'd like to share with you, and that is a lot of times this divine energy is there to help you, but you have to ask for the help. And a lot of times we feel as humans that we're, doing this because this is the only way to do it. And when you actually remember to ask for divine assistance, divine intervention, angels, please help me do this, it happens. They help. But a lot of times, a lot of these divine powers are only accessed or activated when we ask. So get in the habit of asking. I've had many instances of divine intervention occur, and it's remarkable, and it really, really works. But you have to ask, believe, and know. Know that these powers are there to help you, and it's all in a spirit of love and peace. If it's about anything else, then it's only about love and peace, period. This is all about love and peace and unity. One extra tip I'd like to share that you can put all these into practice when you're going to sleep at night. When you're going to sleep at night, release all the thoughts of the day and train your mind to focus on the visions of what you want. Envision them while you're falling asleep, almost like a dream, but you're still awake and you're envisioning them with your thinking mind. Envision what it looks like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, what it tastes like, what it smells like. Envision it like it's a scene, like you're stepping into a movie scene of your future life. It's much more fun than worrying about all the stresses of the day. And worry is literally using your imagination in the wrong direction that makes you feel bad and even can make you sick. So why not play with your imagination while you're in that very relaxed state of falling asleep and envision that awesome scene from your life, the grand finale of whatever goal you're trying to achieve. Now, if you're challenged with your imagination, I highly recommend that you go to somewhere like Pinterest or or Instagram or some really visual site where you can get visions of fantasy things. If it's stuff that you're seeking, a house, car, that kind of jewelry, clothes, go look at it so you have those visuals in your mind. And then I like to look at beautiful island scenes where there's like turquoise water, blue skies, palm trees, white sand, visions of like a swing over the water or an overwater bungalow and someone coming up on a canoe with like this platter of seafood and fruit, and I'm with some amazing person and the breeze is blowing and there's like those white billowy mosquito netting things around the bed and there's flowers everywhere and I'm not really wearing any clothes, just like a bikini and laying in the sun and jumping in the water and just loving, 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 loving my experience in an overwater bungalow in Bali or Fiji. I have that vision in my head. I have it on my vision board right there. It's going to happen, not during the pandemic, but it will. I just know it. And guess what? I have vision boards all over my house, and many of the things on the vision boards have happened. Not all of them, but a lot of them have. So, vision boards. But my point to you is that to consciously create your reality, use that really powerful mental energy to imprint on your subconscious mind as you're falling asleep to play a scene of what you want to occur in your life. It's really amazing. I'm going to share one more. Years ago, I wrote in my journal that I wanted to celebrate my birthday on a yacht with an amazing person, eating delicious food and, celebrating my birthday. I kind of forgot about it. And then this wonderful man that I know um, invited me on a yacht on my birthday to eat delicious food. And it was even better than I imagined because there were fireworks and we just had a ball together and it was just a dream. And I had the most amazing flourless chocolate cake I've ever had in my life. I don't eat gluten, and so I eat flourless chocolate cake very rarely, but it was just divine. And it was a testament to the power of writing and believing in this process, manifesting through writing, consciously creating your reality with these four tools: meditation, writing, action, and discipline. I hope that you are going to apply these four things to boss up, goddess, and live your biggest, boldest, greatest potential ever, because you can do it. These tools are essentially free, and all you have to do is do the work, and it's fun. So I want you to please drop me a comment and tell me, what are you manifesting? How are you consciously co-creating your life? What are you doing? What are you dreaming about? Do you have any challenges, any blocks? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Meanwhile, I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins. I created Boss Up Goddess to help you live your greatest potential. I'm here every night at 8 o'clock sharing tips on how to live your greatest life. And oftentimes I interview amazing trailblazing women who share their wisdom to help you live bigger, better, and bolder. So stay tuned for a whole bunch of amazing new guests, and I will see you next time. So remember, boss up, goddess. You have the power.